G'day YouTube, Max right here, and today we're going to take a look at the Bitcoin price, do a little bit of TA, get a little bit into the news, and answer the big question, why is Bitcoin being boring at the moment? So if that sounds interesting, go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you stick around the channel for a little bit longer. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Bitcoin price here, and as incredible as it is, I think it's hilarious. But Bitcoin year to date, let's go ahead and look at the Bitcoin price here. Year to date, it's up 100%, right? We see that actually my head might be in the way, but anyway, it's right there. Year to date, 100% or 98% increase. So it's incredible to think that Bitcoin is boring. But we've been nudging this since the 21st of February. We got up here at 58,000, and so here we are, almost a month and a half later, and we're still at around the same price in Bitcoin land in the middle of a bull year. That is boring, and people are getting frustrated. People are like, come on now, let's go. So first of all, why is this? So a little bit of context. I think we're doing very, very well in the bull market here. I'm very, very excited. I'm glad that Bitcoin is taking this breather, because while this is happening, let's just take a quick look over here. We'll jump into the weekly. I'll turn on my 21-week moving average, and I can see that the 21-week moving average is hitting $40,000. For those of you who don't know, the 21-week moving average is usually a really good point of support for Bitcoin during these bull markets. And the fact that we ran away from it a long way, we are at $40,000 now. Let's go ahead and see how far this. If you've been following the channel for a while, you'll know I use this metric a lot. How far overextended, and we are a mere 47% extended beyond the 21-week moving average. This is fantastic news that this has caught up. And I just want to take a look. Let's see. How much is it going up per week? Let's get in there. And it's going up at the rate of $2,600 per week. Okay, so it's at 40,000 this week. It's going to be at 42,500 next week. So this 21-week moving average is moving very, very quickly because of the explosive growth that we had so far this year. It's taking a little bit of a breather around the $60,000. And what's happening is that 21-week moving average is coming up very, very quickly. And eventually, I think it's a pretty good sign that the Bitcoin price is not coming down to meet it, but rather trending sideways, waiting for it to catch up. Long term for this 2021 bull year, that's actually extremely good news. Very, very exciting news. And Bitcoin is, in my mind, showing a hell of a lot of strength. But the question remains, why is it holding out here? Why is it not galloping on? And I've got a theory. I can't prove this theory. It's just a theory from me. And it was I didn't come up with it either. It was Raoul Pal. He was the first one to suggest it. He suggested there's going to be two big hurdles for Bitcoin this year. And the first we're witnessing right now, it's the Coinbase IPO. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, this is the first significant initial public offering on the normal stock exchange for a cryptocurrency business. And it's been scheduled for, I think, April 14th or April 16th. I forget. I think it's April 14th. And Coinbase is doing a direct listing on America's stock exchange. Now, this is huge. Why is this huge? And Raoul Pal explains this, so I'm just sharing his thoughts. But in order for companies to go ahead and invest in Bitcoin directly, there's a lot of things that have to happen that is outside the normal operations of their business. And so they have to go through all these procedures and these filings and discussions with the members of the board, raising everybody on the board's level of understanding of Bitcoin, their CFO and their CEO and all the people. You got this enormous amount of work to get the job done, to go ahead and actually buy Bitcoin native on the chain, both from a fiduciary responsibility perspective, a regulatory perspective, and also a know-how perspective. It's a massive change of tack for all the big institutions. But an IPO, investing in some company, most corporations, most insurance agencies, most of the traditional financial industries, most of them are already set up to do this. They can just go and buy Apple stock or Netflix stock or Google stock. They've been able to do this and can do this. They've been set up to do this for years. That's just how they're set up by default. So the argument Raoul Pal suggested was that a lot of these companies, there's an enormous amount of work, 3, 6, maybe even 9 months required to just like shifting the Titanic, to change your corporation, your fund, your whatever you are, whatever you're managing the treasury of, in order to get that to be able to invest in Bitcoin. It's a huge thing. It's 3, 6, 9 months of lead time to get that done. However, with Coinbase coming on, you have this very easy proxy to be involved in Bitcoin. If the price of Bitcoin skyrockets, if millions or billions of users start using Bitcoin, Coinbase, their stock price is going to skyrocket. And so you have this very easy, very familiar way for institutions to come in and get involved in the Bitcoin space without actually purchasing Bitcoin itself, just by participating in the Coinbase IPO. So Coinbase is expected to have initial, so we're doing a direct listing. It's a little bit different to how they normally do it. Normally a company will go ahead and hire like Goldman Sachs or some big corporate bank or something like that, and they will use their client base to sell shares on this for the IPO. Coinbase is doing it differently. They're cut out all those intermediaries, and they're just putting their stock on the stock market directly, and then if you want to buy stock, you just buy it directly from them. And so they're doing a little bit differently. But the point is this: it is expected to be valued somewhere between $30 to $50 billion. All right? So that is a lot of capital coming in. Now, I don't know how many shares Coinbase, because there's already a lot of people who own shares. There's seed investors, there's employees who got options. There's a whole bunch of people who already own Coinbase shares. And when they start selling them and how much they're going to sell, we don't know. But I think what's happening, my best guess is that there is billions of dollars sitting on the sidelines waiting, who want to get involved in the cryptocurrency space. They're going through the motions and they're going through the channels to buy Bitcoin native. In the meantime, they've got this money sitting here and they're waiting to get into the Coinbase IPO. And I think that is soaking up a lot of capital. So the question becomes, okay, so when will that kind of finish? And the answer is I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how this is going to work. Is it like the day of listing, all this money that's been sitting on the sidelines pours into Coinbase and it's revealed as some big, it's a big news event, and people are like, oh my God, this company, this Bitcoin company just got valued at 30 billion, 40 billion, 50 billion, that legitimizes Bitcoin, and all of a sudden more people want to buy Bitcoin. Or maybe it takes weeks, or maybe it takes months. So I'm not sure exactly how long this is going to play out. But I think what is happening here is that there's this little bit of a pause period, and it's the Coinbase IPO is soaking up billions of dollars that wants to get into the crypto space, and it's doing it the cheap and easy way, which is just buy an IPO in the first ever and biggest IPO of a Bitcoin company. But with all of this thing, I think what is happening is there is this energy building for where I think the price of Bitcoin is going to explode here in the not too distant future. I'm not sure if it's weeks or months, but in the not too distant future. Oh, I didn't want to do hourly, daily. So let's go, if we're back, my favorite news site, SimplyHodl.com. It's just kind of like just headlines, in the crypto articles, YouTube and Twitter. And I found this cool one here today, which is the Bitcoin supply getting tighter every day. Let's go ahead and check out this one. This is a chart, and the green lines here are showing the increasing illiquid supply of Bitcoin. So what's an illiquid supply of Bitcoin? It's basically, I think it's the amount of Bitcoin that is being hodled. It's the stuff that's not on the exchanges, right? So what we're seeing is this trending up. Translation, Bitcoin is getting into very strong hands, and it's being put into cold storage. And there are some people selling Bitcoin right now, and God bless them, they might have bought at who knows what price, and they're taking some profits, and they're selling at 60,000. God bless them, I get it, I understand it. They want to buy the Lambos, they want to buy the house, I get it. But there are stronger hands coming in and buying it up, and the supply is just vanishing. And I think we have just been building here for a couple of months, or for a month and a half, building this base at $60,000 around this period, this price of around, you know, the high 50s. What it's doing is it's creating, if we go up and if we ever crash back down, it's acting as a very strong line of support right here at this period, right? So let's see it. This big period in here, everything from 47 to 57, all this thing in here, this is all acting as a huge level of support. When we do break through, if it comes back, it'll come back and test this period and then take off. But for those of you who've been a long-time follower of this channel, I want you to recall that 2 years ago, more I think now, when I first predicted that Bitcoin would be would get to $100,000 by May of 2021, and then far past that before the end of the year. I also made a prediction for 2023 and 2022. I said Bitcoin will crash back down. When I made this prediction, the price of Bitcoin was like $5,000. I said Bitcoin will crash back down to $60,000 in around about 2022, 2023. Okay, so in 2019, I predicted that we would crash back down in 2022, 23 to $60,000. Now, I have no idea if that's going to play out as predicted, but I find it very, very interesting that right here at this $60,000 mark, it's creating a really solid line of support at this $47,000 to $57,000, and I find that very, very interesting. We're several years from finding out if that is going to come true or if that is not going to come true. I don't think I've said this publicly, but in my mind, I've kind of adjusted a little bit, and I think that line of support, you know, that when it busts and we come back down to something in 2022, 2023, I'm leaning more towards $80,000 to $100,000. So we'll wait and see. We've got a few ways to wait and see how that works out. But for those of you who have not involved in Bitcoin right now, I think is an incredibly good time to buy. We've had this month and a half long period of consolidation. We've got the 21-week moving average just pumping up. We are now only 50% extended beyond the 21-week moving average, which in bull years is not too bad. You know, sometimes it comes all the way down to that 21-week moving average. But you know, I don't know, we might have weeks, we might have months where we continue to trend sideways or come down. But I love, the closer we get to that 21-week moving average, the better buy opportunity this is. So if you're not involved in Bitcoin, I highly recommend you go ahead, get involved in Bitcoin now. So whatever you do, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so that you can stay informed, and let me know, what do you think of the Coinbase IPO? Is that having an impact on the price right now and taking away some of the momentum from Bitcoin? Do you think it's something else? Or look, Bitcoin went absolutely parabolic and just tripled in the space of 3 months. Did it just need a breather? Give it some time, let that 21-week moving average catch up. As it does, at some point, it'll take off like a rocket again. I want you to know I have in some rather large positions right now. Of course, I always have my big HODL account, but in the trading account, the one that I'm just kind of playing with for fun, in that case, I'm pretty much all in crypto there. I only have a little bit of cash left. I've been looking for altcoins, looking for Bitcoin to jump in, and I'm pretty much all in there. And so it's looking like I'm geared up for a breakout in the Bitcoin world. So let's keep an eye on it. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys soon. Take care.